Alright, it's card of the day, and this is card number 213, titled Monitoring the Battle. Let's learn about Jan Dodonna. Jan Dodonna was born on Comenor. He began his military career in the judicial forces, serving as a lieutenant in the crew of the cruiser Ardent IV during the Stark Hyperspace War. Dodonna held the rank of captain by the time of the Clone Wars and first rose to prominence during the conflict, becoming one of the finest Star Destroyer captains in the Republic Navy. Dodonna commanded the two task forces that comprised the Victory Fleet. Dodonna was awarded the Holt Cross on Anaxis 3 weeks after the battle he had fought there. Dodonna's grasp of strategy was particularly keen, as he revolutionized the tactics of space combat. His expertise lay in logistics and siege tactics. He proposed a number of siege weapons, proposals later adopted by the Galactic Empire for their use in such operations as the Siege of Dalrun V and Project Asteroid. As the Republic became the Galactic Empire, Dodonna served loyally for a time. When the Psi Mithrian insurrection began in 19 BBY, Dodonna was given command of forces to suppress it. Dodonna's victories were celebrated in the core worlds, but his loyalty to the Empire gradually became tested as it resorted to ever more brutal acts of reprisal against purported sedition. Though he disliked what the imperial regime was becoming, Dodonna's loyalty as a soldier led him to refuse to speak ill of it. Furthermore, he regarded the fledgling rebel alliance as a foolish provocation that would only cause chaos and misery. Disillusioned and unhappy, Dodonna eventually retired from the service on ideological grounds. The Empire, in turn, gave the famous war hero Comenor's moon, Brelor, where he spent many years raising his son, Vrad. Dodonna refused Mon Mothma's many offers for him to join her fledgling resistance movement, an act he considered treasonous. The rebellion learned of an assassination order by Compnor and sent messengers to inform Dodonna. At first, he scoffed, but when the assassins arrived, he escaped on the rebels' ship. In space, the messenger's slow freighter was pursued by an Imperial ship. Dodonna suggested a course of action to General Sewell, but in the heat of the moment, Sewell froze, and Dodonna took the controls of the vessel, executing his tactic and destroying the opposing vessel. Because of this, Dodonna was immediately commissioned to General by Mon Mothma. The planets that held the base under his command include Chirelis, Phrygia, Orion IV, Dantooine, and Yavin IV. Years later, with plans brought to him by Princess Leia Organa, Dodonna helped plan the attack on the Death Star. Following the destruction of the Death Star, the Empire blockaded Yavin IV, while Darth Vader waited for the Super Star Destroyer Executor to be completed. When it was, Vader brought it to finish the rebels, but was stopped by a suicide strike delivered by Vrad, Dodonna's son. Heartbroken, Dodonna set up the Yavin base to explode, taking out a number of TIE fighters and buying more time for the evacuation. He was believed to be killed in the blast, but in reality he had been captured by Imperial forces. He was eventually sent to Lusanka. The Imperials were unable to turn him into a sleeper agent. Eventually, Rogue Squadron found the surviving Lusanka prisoners, and Dodonna was finally freed. Dodonna served on the New Republic Council, and years later eventually retired, settling on New Alderaan, where he peacefully passed away. And now it's the back side of the card, and it's movie facts. Number 4 of 22. George Lucas on Star Wars. I discovered that he, Alex Raymond, got his inspiration for Flash Gordon from the works of Edgar Rice Burroughs, author of Tarzan, and especially from his John Carter of Mars series of books. I read through that series, then found that what sparked Burroughs off was a science fantasy called Gulliver on Mars, written by Edwin Arnold and published in 1905. Well, that's the card of the day. Look out for the next card. Thank you for watching Star Wars Obsessed Card of the Day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can follow Star Wars Obsessed on Instagram and Facebook.